Hi, I'm Sugar from Sugarcoat It, and today we're talking about the apps that I use for blogging. I'm going to take you on a look through my phone to some of my favourite blogging apps. Basically everything that you're going to need on your phone to get you blogging on the go. That to me is a really simple way to multitask your blogging, so these are the apps that I use to do that. Okay, let's go. First app I want to talk about is Instagram. It's the one that I use most, and especially when I'm on the go. Of course, it should be first. I use Instagram a lot. You may have seen my Instagram video, how I workflow my Instagram. That's something you should definitely check out. Now that I'm in the business version of Instagram, we've got some great options for analytics and being able to see what things are happening on there and all that sort of stuff. So I can see the insights into how many impressions my page has had, what sort of reach, email clicks, all that sort of stuff. And as you can see, it's been a bit of a crappy week for me on Insta. I haven't had a lot of photos to post, so that happens. But I definitely love Instagram. I love interacting with Instagram stories whenever I get the chance, and just, all in all, being part of the community there. Something else that I love, and in order to find new accounts to follow or inspiration, I like to check out that following feed, so that way I can see who the people that I'm following are following and liking and engaging with. And some of my favorite new accounts have shown up in that following section. Okay, so that is Instagram. From there, we're just heading into Twitter. Now, I have two major Twitter accounts, my Sugar blog and my Leave Home blog accounts. I like how easy it is to switch between the two. For me, Twitter's probably the easiest to do on the go. So if I'm ever left waiting somewhere or just, not really doing much at all, I'll check into Twitter and post an update or check in on what other people are doing and reply to theirs. That's really important on Twitter because it's all part of having a conversation. So being able to have access to Twitter on your phone is something that you can be like checking in often enough to be part of the conversation, so that when you show up at 7:00 on a weeknight and be like, okay, what's everyone doing? People will have seen you show up there before. So, they're happy to interact with you. The next app that we're looking at is the Facebook Pages app. Now, for me, this is I manage a huge amount of my Facebook page through this app, just because to me, I'm always concerned about something happening on that page and not being able to respond to that quickly enough. So it's something that I have almost written into my work stuff, that I can check in on my page, make sure it's all running smoothly, respond to any comments as often as I need to. And the best part about the app is you actually have full access to everything that you need to be able to do to create drafts, scheduled items, anything like that in terms of preparing to just preparing posts for your Facebook page. So if you do a lot of stuff on your phone and you're using just the Facebook app instead of Pages, you should definitely get Facebook Pages. It's just so much easier, and responding to shares and mentions and comments for your page is so much easier. And this is a job that I often do when I'm on the go. I just check into shares or I check into mentions and respond to people there. But it's a good way for me to be able to go back and thank those people who have publicly shared my page or mentioned it. Obviously, I can't do that if they're private. Thanks, Mom. That was my mom. Thanks, Mom. Okay, that's Facebook Pages. I keep refreshing it for some reason. What else do we have? The easiest way to go live from Facebook is actually your phone. I've looked at doing it on the desktop and the laptop, and I just feel like it was made for the phone, and it's just such a fun thing to be able to do. It's definitely something that I want to incorporate more into my presence on Facebook. It's just one of those things that I've meant to get around to it and haven't really. Next up is the WordPress app. Now this one is, obviously if you're on Blogger, you'd have to use the Blogger app, but I use WordPress, so this is the app that I use. It gives me full access to blog posting, to edit blogs. So if I've had an issue where there's either a spelling mistake or just some sort of error in a post and I'm on the go, I can actually just log into this app and edit it from there. I can monitor the stats and the comments so that if I feel like something has to be dealt with straight away, I can check out days and weeks and stuff like that. Obviously you can get a lot of information from the statistics, but like where your people are coming from. But for me, it really is about being able to utilize that to even just create draft blog posts that you can put aside for later. I just think that's super handy, especially if you're coming up with blog posts on the go and you're like, oh, where do I put them? You may as well just create a draft. I love Pinterest because I love to be able to just hop on here. Sometimes I'm saving inspiration. Sometimes I'm repinning to my boards. Sometimes I'm just checking on how my posts are going. And to be able to do that on the go when I've got a block of time that would otherwise be wasted, super handy, because Pinterest is one of those places where you get rewarded for continuing to show up, and being able to keep your board active and being repinned is a great way to keep getting new followers and people interacting with your boards, and therefore more traffic back to your blog. Pinterest is a whole world of traffic for my blog, and I think I'll definitely talk about that in another video, because I want to go into more how I curate my boards. And, you know, I hit 10,000 followers on Pinterest a few years ago, and then I deleted a number of my boards, just wiped them out, and started at about 5,000 or 6,000 again. So yeah, because I wanted them to be more relevant, but I can talk about Pinterest more another day. But my big tip is Pinterest on the go and really use that. So next up is the Notes app. Now I use this one a lot. I use it for notes on all my blogs, all the different channels, because Liv was making fun of me the other day because she's like, oh my God, you're everywhere. And she's right. I have the podcast, I have YouTube, I have the blog, I have Instagram, Facebook. All of those I'm wanting to create like unique content for. And then I have Leave Home blog, and I have my social media business. So I keep a lot of notes, short version, like a lot of notes. Okay, what's this one? I really enjoy Snapseed for the how easy it is to edit my photos on the go. So I can even do things like, as you can see, I'm blurring out hair and stuff like that. But it's a really simple and effective photo editing app. Now, more and more, I've always used Snapseed. It's got some great curves options. It's got some great white balance options, things like that. But more and more I've actually been using the Lightroom app, because I can desaturate my greens and stuff like that that's important to my Instagram workflow, and we'll just plug that again on that side. But yeah, all of that's really important to me. But Snapseed is one of, if not the strongest apps to be editing photos on the go. And if you put your stuff through a bit of a workflow there, you can get a real theme going. Something else I use is the flashair app. Now this is linked to my Wi-Fi SD card. My camera doesn't have Wi-Fi, and it's something that I didn't want to place an emphasis on having to buy in a camera. So what I do is I use a Wi-Fi SD card, and once it's in my camera and on, I can open up the flashair app and be using it to import photos into my camera. So if I'm on the go and I still want to be sharing those images, I can import them straight in and basically just be editing them, filtering them in Visco and uploading them from my phone. One of the other apps I'm using at the moment is Canva. Now, most bloggers know about Canva. Hopefully they know that there's a mobile app. I use a lot of the features in Canva for my own brand identity. So I've uploaded fonts and logos and stuff like that. Just keep in mind, if you're using fonts that aren't standard and you open project in the Canva app that has those fonts attached to it, you're going to end up defaulting them to a default font. So that's not always ideal. It's not something that you want to do if you've got all your stuff set up with your fonts and they're good to go. But in terms of being able to create just generic stuff that you can send out on your phone, and if you're blogging from your phone all the time, this is a great opportunity to just set it up using fonts that are available to you in Canva and creating a brand identity that you can carry around with you in your phone. Okay, where are we heading into now? Okay, this is Ikono Square. So this is just another tracker for Instagram. So it tracks a few more analytics, and it was something that I relied a lot more heavily on before Instagram got their own analytics. But it's also not something that is useless now, because Instagram has, I don't know, sometimes its stats can go a little wonky, and sometimes I feel like the people that are interacting on my Instagram are very different to the general overview. And I just feel like Ikono Square gives a more accurate representation of the people who are actually interacting on my Instagram, rather than those spam accounts that show up and leave and show up and leave and skew everything. So I pay for an annual subscription with them to get full access to everything, and I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so if you've seen my Instagram workflow video, and that's like the 15th plug in this video, then you will know how I use Unum to schedule and sort out my Instagram posts. You can see I did this video a little while ago. So if you're on my Instagram, you may recognize some of these images from what's already been posted. But I just use it to plan my feed, and I think it's really important to be able to see how an image looks with the others around it. So you can be like, oh yeah, I like the look of that, or no, let's move this around here, and I think these look good together, and you can start to move stuff around and plan it in a way that you can be happy with how it looks 2, 3, 9 images into the future. So for me, that's important because it's part of my curated feed, and it's easy for me too, when I'm on the go, to be able to say, actually, I took this really great photo and I want to share it on my Instagram. How will it look around it? Can I do something to bring it back into line to share this image now and shuffle stuff around? So I know a lot of people were wondering, how do I not get boxed into an Instagram feed, or how do I share stuff that's happening like right now rather than always curated stuff? And that's how I do it. So I go through that Instagram workflow and I edit the photo and I filter it, and then I bring it in here. And usually if I'm out and about, I might have 3 to 5 options or something that I want to share. And so for me, then it's about finding where it fits in there. If I can share it straight away, great. Maybe it means I have to move around some other stuff or put 2 and 3 photos in. But yeah, it just makes it really easy. So my actual process for filtering my images is outlined here. I did that a little bit. Okay, and that is Unum. I just found out the other day that it's not a free app with in-app purchases anymore. It's actually you can buy it on a subscription per year. Now, I've done that because I even love the actual, right now only the subscribers get access to the video, and I love that. I'm already loving the video filter, so that if I want to share one of these videos on Instagram or in my story, I can do that without losing my theme feed, which seems like total craziness, but it's important to me. And then the best part about that is you get full access to all of the app's filters and all of their, basically to all the features for that one annual fee. I think if you're in the US, it's only about $19, which converts to about 25, 27 Australian dollars. So if you pay that per year, the fun part is you also get access then to, well, I did, I hope it's the same deal. You get access to the mobile presets pack for Lightroom and Photoshop, which is so fun. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look into the apps that I use for blogging on my iPhone. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm posting new videos every week, and right now I'm throwing up a bonus video every Wednesday. So that's 2 videos a week. I'll see you next time.